Hello and welcome to Askimo TV. Today we're sitting with Graham Price, who is a multidisciplinary therapist, a coach and a trainer. And today we're talking about weight loss. So Graham, perhaps you can tell us a little bit about what we might be able to do to lose weight.
Well, now, funnily enough, most people know what they have to do to lose weight. People who want to lose weight, they know pretty well that they have to eat less, they have to eat better, and they have to exercise more. So if you did those three things to a sufficient degree, you would lose weight. And most people know that. So the real question is not so much knowing what to do, it's about answering the question, why aren't people doing it? So if they know they need to eat less, sometimes a lot less, need to eat better, sometimes a lot better, and exercise more, then why aren't they doing it? And that's the more interesting question, I guess. Would you like me to say something to answer that question, why aren't they doing it?
Ask yourself the next question, so perhaps you can carry on.
So why aren't they doing it when they know perfectly well what they need to be doing? There's all sorts of reasons why people don't do what they know perfectly well they need to do in order to lose weight. It might be something as simple as they like food. It might be that they find it very difficult to restrict their consumption of food. It might be that they have what we would call excessive desires for food, which are causing them to eat a lot. It may be that they have particular likings for the wrong kinds of food. So, for instance, if somebody likes sugar, that's a bad position to be in if they want to lose weight, since sugar consumption is one of the main causes of weight gain. If they like food with lots of sugar in, then that's a problem. Other reasons would be things like comfort eating, so people could use food in order to control uncomfortable feelings or discomfort generally, and that would be a reason why people would maintain or gain weight. They might not want to exercise because exercise is helpful, although it's not the most important thing. And they might have cravings. They might have cravings for the wrong food, such as cravings for sugar, which would be a really damaging thing to have if you're trying to not gain weight and lose weight. Mm-hmm. So we have to deal with all of those things.
So how do we deal with those things? What steps can we take to try to overcome the resistance or the difficulties that people have with losing the weight?
Well, many of those things I mentioned would be things that we would deal with in our weight loss programs using psychology and coaching, basically. I mean, we have, expert nutritionists that work in our Get Slim Guaranteed weight loss program, and they provide the information, if you like, that people need to have in order to know what to eat and how much to eat. But as for dealing with all those reasons that I mentioned as to why people don't do it, that's about psychology. It's about motivation, it's about mindset, it's about knowing how to deal with uncomfortable feelings, it's about knowing how to deal with cravings. There's a whole lot of psychology involved in weight loss that is partly just knowledge that people don't have as to how to deal with their constraints that are preventing them from losing weight, and also techniques, a lot of techniques that are very powerful in terms of being able to overcome all the reasons that I mentioned as to why people gain weight or fail to lose it.
So it sounds like certainly using a coach or a trainer or maybe therapy would be a huge asset when it comes to trying to lose weight.
If the therapist knows about the psychology of weight loss, then that would be a very useful thing. Therapist or coach, frankly. I mean, the tools that we use in getting people to succeed in losing weight and sustaining that loss, more importantly, are things that therapists and coaches would either know or they would be able to learn about if, for example, they were familiar with something called acceptance action therapy or acceptance action training. That's packed full of tools that are very relevant to weight loss. A trainer would be useful in terms of helping people to exercise, although exercise is not the most important component. I guess the greatest importance would be eating less, the next would be eating right, and the third would be exercise. So trainers would be useful for getting people to exercise. Absolutely.
Okay, Graham, well, thank you very much for talking to us today about weight loss, and thank you very much for your time.
It's a pleasure.